In this episode of 10 Best Ones, we are going to check out the top 5 best 144Hz laptops in 2018. I made this list based on my personal opinion, and I tried to list them based on their price, quality, durability and more. If you want to see the price and find out more information about these 144Hz laptops, you can check out the links down in the description and the comment section below. Okay, so, let's get started with the video. At number 5, we have the MSI GS65 Stealth. The MSI GS65 Stealth is a mid-range, 144Hz, VR-ready laptop that combines an exceptionally thin design with a fast performance, and that is the main reason why it is so heavily praised by the customers on the market. From a design perspective, the Stealth sports an excellent build quality, and looks even better, due to the fact that, the unit's chassis was made of a sandblasted aluminum alloy that is finished in matte black, and followed by golden accents, that are present around the back, the ports, the sides, and around the touchpad. On the left of the chassis, you can find two USB 3.0 ports, an Ethernet jack, as well as a headphone and mic jacks, while on the right, there is a USB-C port with Thunderbolt 3, an HDMI port, single mini display port, and yet another USB 3.0 port, so you will be more than well equipped. In addition, when you open the lid, you will instantly see the luxurious touchpad and the RGB keyboard that was made by SteelSeries, which offers per-key RGB customization, so all you have to do is just take an advantage of the included SteelSeries Engine 3 software. According to the users, both of the keyboard and the touchpad are highly responsive, and they are capable enough to register every action you make. However, I'd recommend you use an external mouse, because we all know that gaming on a touchpad isn't that good. But now, let's talk about the performance. The GS65 Stealth has an ultra-thin 15.6-inch IPS display with a maximum resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels, an aspect ratio of 16:9, response rate of 7 milliseconds and a refresh rate of 144 Hz, which means that your gaming experience couldn't be better. Moreover, this particular model is powered by an i7-8750H processor, while the other components include a GTX 1060 graphics card, 16 GB of RAM, 256 GB SSD, and the well-known Cooler Boost Trinity, which is composed of 3 fans and 4 heat pipes, that will guarantee you a smooth gaming experience, on dozens of games that you will play. To conclude, I strongly recommend you consider the MSI GS65 Stealth as your next purchase, because it looks gorgeous, and performs exceptionally good. Moving on, at number 4, we have the Acer Predator Helios 300. The Acer Predator Helios 300 would be a really good option, if you're looking for a gaming laptop that has a 144Hz display, and powerful hardware that guarantees that you can play many of the current and upcoming games, with stable FPS rate. From a design perspective, the Helios 300 features an aggressive, red and black construction, that is accompanied by a hard-brushed plastic surface that is present on the lid, while at the back, there are 2 metallic, vertical red lines, with the Predator logo and label at the center, which in my opinion, adds even more aggression to the laptop's look. The connectivities are quite robust as well, so you can find an RJ45 port, USB 3.1 Type-C port, HDMI port, single USB 3.0 port, an SD card reader and a Kensington lock positioned on the left, while on the right, there is an audio jack combo, 2 USB 2.0 ports, LED lights, and a power supply, so you should be more than fine. Moving on, the Helios Chiclet Iron Red backlit keyboards is very responsive, feels comfortable, and the WASD keys are highlighted, so I think that you will love it. The touchpad is surrounded by a red trim, and according to the users, it does a pretty good job when it comes to casual web surf and navigation, but for gaming, you'd need something better. Now, let's talk about the features. The Helios 300 is equipped with an NVIDIA GTX 1060 graphics card with 6 GB of onboard memory, an 8th gen of a 6-core i7 processor, 16 GB of RAM, and 256 GB SSD, so as you can see, the specs are powerful indeed, so you can game without any noticeable lag. Moreover, its gorgeous 15.6-inch IPS display has 300 nits of brightness, looks sharp, and what I really like about it is that it supports up to 72% of the NTSC color space, and of course its refresh rate of 144 Hz, that will drastically enhance your gaming experience. Finally, the battery life is expected to last around 7 hours, which is great for a gaming laptop. However, take in mind that this may vary. Overall, the Acer Predator Helios 300 deserves your attention, and if you ever decide to purchase it, you will never regret that decision. Next up, at number 3, we have the AORUS X5 V8 CL4D. The AORUS X5 V8 CL4D is a fascinating, high-end 15.6-inch gaming laptop that has quickly established itself among as a top choice for every gaming enthusiast who is looking for a laptop that looks and performs aggressively. From a design perspective, the AORUS X5 sports a heavy-built, glossy black construction that packs 7 heat pipes at the inside, a mechanical keyboard that supports per-key backlighting, a handsome and highly responsive touchpad that has the AORUS Golden Eagle, which adds even more beauty to the whole laptop. On the left flank, you will find a single mini DisplayPort 1.3, 2 USB Type-C ports, while on the right, there is an SD card reader, an HDMI 2.0 connection, and 2 USB 3.0 ports, but the AORUS didn't stop here, since, at the back, you can find 2 more USB 3.0 ports, so you will be fully supplied in terms of the connectivities. But now, let's talk about the performance. The AORUS X5 has a truly impressive hardware, that is composed of an Intel i7 8850H processor clocked at 2.6 GHz, which can be overclocked to up to 4.3 GHz, NVIDIA GTX 1070 with 8 GB of onboard memory, 16 GB of RAM, 1 TB hard drive, and an SSD of 512 GB, so you will have quick loading times and enough space to keep dozens of applications without any problem. I would also like to inform you that users claim that this laptop is really cool when it comes to gaming, since the specs are good enough to let you have a fluid gameplay with high frame rates many games. When it comes to the screen, well, this laptop, as I've stated at the beginning, has a 15.6-inch IPS display with a maximum resolution of 1920 by 1080 pixels, and what's so special about it, is that it supports the G-Sync technology, so the visuals will be stunning. Before we end, I'd also like to mention that the battery life can last up to 6 hours, but if you're gaming, then the battery will drain faster, but you shouldn't worry much, since you can always plug it to your charger. To conclude, the Gigabyte AORUS X5 is a top choice, if you're looking for a high-end gaming laptop that has an exclusive hardware, and G-Sync support for your ultimate experience. Moving on, at number 2, we have the Razer Blade. Blade 15 is the latest Razer's gem that has impressed everyone on the market, and after reading dozens of positive comments by the customers, we've decided to list it as an extremely good choice, and let's hear why. From a design perspective, the Blade 15 has a matte black CNC aluminum unibody that houses a 15.6-inch edge-to-edge screen, with 4.9mm bezels, the well-known Razer logo that is positioned at the back, and 2 large speakers that are placed on each side of the RGB keyboard. When you open the lid, you will instantly notice that this laptop has a large touchpad that occupies the bottom area, and users claim that the touchpad itself has a really smooth surface, which will immediately register all of your swipes. Slightly above, there is the RGB keyboard that is equipped with the anti-ghosting technology, so as you already know, this is very useful, since gamers always need a highly responsive keyboard, in order to win the matches. The connectivities are indeed numerous, so you can find a 3.5mm audio jack with 2 USB 3.1 ports on the left, while on the right, there is a full-sized HDMI port, single USB 3.1 port, 1 USB Type-C Thunderbolt port, and a mini display port, so you won't be restricted on anything. Now, let's talk about the features. The Blade 15 has everything needed that guarantees an immersive gaming experience, starting from its GTX 1070 graphics card, the i7-8750H processor, 16GB of RAM, the 512GB SSD, and the 15.6-inch Full HD IPS display that has a refresh rate of 144 Hz. So as you can see, this laptop is a beast. I would also want to inform you that the display is one of best things that this laptop has, due to the fact that it is exceptionally sharp, and can reveal dozens of details. So for example, the presence of water, mountains, grass, are extremely defined, so you shouldn't worry about anything. The battery life is expected to last around 6 hours of casual usage, but take in mind that this may vary, especially if you're gaming. To conclude, the newest Razer Blade 15 is a must-have, so give it a try and assure yourself of its quality. And finally, at number 1, we have the ASUS ROG Zephyrus GX 501. The ASUS ROG Zephyrus GX 501 is a premium laptop in every sense. Whether you check its design or its performance, this laptop simply radiates with power. So let's get quickly into action and find out why this would be a must-have for everyone who wants to invest in such a powerful laptop. From a design perspective, the Zephyrus GX 501 boasts a matte black, brushed aluminum construction, with copper accents that are spread along the bottom rear, and the front bottom part, which makes it look gorgeous indeed. At the rear, on the side, there is the silver chrome finished ROG logo, while at the bottom center there is the ROG's label that is also finished in silver chrome, so, the exterior looks pretty good when you see it as a whole since only 3 colors are present. The interior is fascinating, since it's backlit chiclet-style keyboard and has a travel distance of 1.4 mm, while the keys themselves are very smooth and feel comfortable on touch, so you won't feel any strains even if you've been playing for a prolonged period of time. Moving on, the touchpad is also really responsive, and you can even transform it into a numeric keypad, which is really innovative in my opinion. In terms of connectivities, this laptop packs an HDMI 2.0 port, a Kensington lock, 2 USB 3.1 Gen 1 ports, 2 USB 3.1-GEN2 ports, a 3.5 mm headphone and mic combo jack, a single Thunderbolt 3 port, which is great. But now, let's talk about the performance. This particular model is powered by the 8th generation of Intel Core i7-8750 processor, while the other components include 16 GB of RAM, 512 GB SSD, and the GTX 1080 graphics card with 8 GB, so you simply can't ask for more. Moreover, its fascinating 15.6-inch Full HD IPS display, covers up to 100% of the sRGB color gamut, has a refresh rate of 144 Hz, a response time of 3 milliseconds, and it is G-Sync enabled, so I have to admit that ASUS has done a really good job here. For the end, I'd like to mention that the battery life can handle up to 2 hours of gaming, but this is nothing to be surprised of, since games are known for draining the battery life. To conclude, you should consider the ROG Zephyrus GX 50 seriously, because this laptop is an example of what does power and elegance means. Thanks for watching, I hope you liked this video. If this video was helpful to you, please remember to leave a like and subscribe to my channel to see more videos like this in the future, and if you have any questions related to these 144 Hz laptops, you can leave a comment down below and I will get back to you as soon as I can.